Hello ladies and gentlemen, just before we get into this piece of content, remember if you want to know when any of our videos go live, remember to click that notification bell next to the subscribe and it will notify you when our next video is live. And with that being said, let's get straight into this video. Bleeped Up Productions presents a TCG Transformers card game podcast for your listening and viewing pleasure. And in the wise words of Optimus Prime, take it away for the name of our podcast.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall here on Bleeped Up Productions on the YouTubes as well as Podbean. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, we have a card reveal to talk about. But first, let's get to the cast of this podcast. Myself, Lee, the producer, and then I'm joined with the Trinity now that I can say that is bringing Transformers content on this channel with my partner in crime, D. How you doing, D?
I mean, trifle.
I know it is literally you. The Holy Trinity is here. We've got Daryl, we have Red Bull, and we have a trifle. This is all you want in life. And then we've got our newest member, Mike, who is returning. So, Mike, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing all right, thank you, chaps.
Awesome sauce. And today,
so posh.
I know it's great. And this episode is we're all going to just talk about Decepticons. So we've got Decepticon cards. We're going to talk about them and potential builds that people might want to do and all that jazz because we really, really like Decepticons and they have been a bit shafted in this game, I think. Press has shafted it a lot, but I still want to keep fighting the noble fight for
Megatron.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about certain cards that got spoiled this week a little bit, mainly focusing on the Decepticon cards only because this is a Decepticon-themed episode.
Shame.
I know, there's some really good cards, but we're going to focus on Decepticons. But we're also going to do our reveal. We actually have a card thanks to the guys at Wizards, and it's an action card, and I'm really excited about it. You guys haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited to see you. You will honestly get a general reaction from these guys to be like, oh, that's cool, or be like, what the heck? So it's going to be quite interesting. So the first things first, let's get straight to Teletran.
From the secret files of Teletran 2.
Okay, so with this episode, we're going to concentrate a little bit on Decepticon cards, and the first one we want to talk about, which got spoiled, is obviously this lovely card called...
Oh, I love this card.
Called BACKFIRE. Yeah, it's a secret action. It has a reveal, so when one of your Decepticons defends, when revealed, do damage to the attacker equal to the number of upgrades on that attacker.
And I think Mike should take away with this because he always says this about Decepticons, don't you? Yeah, go on.
I'm a big Decepticon fan.
I know you're a big Decepticon, but what's the number one thing you always say? Decepticons always seem to be themed around upgrades. We finally get a card that rewards us for it.
Exactly.
By punishing Autobot scum.
It's 100% true.
Why is it a secret action?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be a secret action.
Okay. Is it maybe just the flavor of the month because it's secret actions?
I think they're really trying to push the secret actions now because I think this wave of secret actions really because in wave 3 we got a lot, but there's only like 2 that seem to get used. Is it energy field or something? It's a white.
Wave 2?
No, wave 3. In wave 3, secret actions came out.
So what you're talking about is
Gyro Blaster. That gets played nowadays.
Yeah. Oh no, are we talking about secret actions?
Oh, secret actions. So you've got
Battlefield
Report.
Battlefield Report gets played all the time.
And then there's the one that gives
Dampening
you
field.
Stealth.
Smoke screens. Cloud?
Yeah. I think
smoke
so.
Cloud, I think.
Maybe it's take cover where you
take cover's one that gets played a lot. There's also Battlefield, the scan the Battlefield, which we've already said, and also what Dee just said, the dampening field. Yeah. We always see that because dampening field kind of stops bold a little bit.
Yeah, dampening field.
And then the other one that you said, Mike, the Battlefield, that draws 2 cards, so that's very strong. So you can choose. It's kind of like a mini plan, isn't it, in a way, which is kind of cool.
Don't see Bolster that much.
No, but Bolster's actually pretty good, but I think it's specifically for certain builds.
Sure.
It really is.
So I can see this actually making one of the cards that was an action actually much better. There's an action that was in Wave 3 that allows you to play 2 secret actions. So I could see that actually finally getting some play.
Okay, cool.
Because that never saw play and still isn't.
I think it's because they were just introducing secret actions, weren't they? So it was like now we're going to see kind of like literally
All the secret actions.
Yeah.
All the pierce.
You know what?
And how great
Major
can Major
Shockwave's going to have some fun.
That's the first thing I was going to say. Is like how many times are we going to see Major Shockwave just
And,
play all the free
Skywalk.
things?
Skywalk.
If you can pull one.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Or spend like a silly amount of money, which
£60.
I know someone who spent a lot more than £60 for that card, and it wasn't
my
me.
God.
I know, it was pretty crazy. But no, I really like this card. I agree with what you said, D. I think this is really, really strong for upgrades.
look at
So let's look at it. We've got Predaking that loves upgrades.
Well, if you've tooled him up, he's got about at least 5 weapons on him. Someone attacks you, they're taking 5 damage.
So yeah, you're looking at like 5, but that's just weapons, 5. And then if you've got an armor and a utility, that's 7. And then if you think about it, you've also got General Megatron, who's probably going to have all that extra padding and all the other stuff.
Astro Train.
Astro Train is probably going to be really good as well.
Oh, God, I just did it when I saw him.
It was so
happy.
it's really interesting.
So
I just like
I think I
knew
sent you like a really crazy text, like Astro Train, Astro Train, Astro Train, Astro Train.
it was
like 20
pretty
Astro
much
Trains. I
caps
lost it.
locks hold down by
Yeah,
accident, I believe.
I lost my script when I saw that card.
But no, I think this is a winner. I think like we were talking about with the differences between Decepticons and Autobots, like we stated earlier, it's like they really, really love upgrades, and it seems that Autobots like actions more. This rewards you for playing upgrades, so it rewards those kind of other cards which we're going to talk about later on in the game, in this episode. Sorry, like Swindled and other stuff like that for rewarding you for upgrades and stuff like that. So that's Backfire. I really like Backfire, but this card you have not seen this one, Mike. I have seen this one. D has seen this one. This is effing mad. Overwhelming.
Hold on, I've got to go and lean in and read this.
Yeah,
Bear with me a minute.
he's
So-
on the wrong
so-
side of the
so-
table.
so-
I think it's poop.
So
Just saying.
overwhelming advantage. It is a orange, it is a green, and for each
it wasn't green,
Decepticon
it'd be super
you
cool.
have on the battlefield, you plan one,
That's
so that's
nice.
pretty good.
I like that ability.
But then here's the kicker. When one of your characters attacks this turn, if its upgrades include at least a white, an orange, a black, a blue, and a green, and you flip at least the matching combination of that, do 15 damage to an enemy.
It's mad because if you could pull this off, you can do 15 damage to one opponent and then attack. Because you can nominate to attack that character, but then you do this combo and it's just 15 to an enemy, so you can pick somebody else.
Yeah, you can.
So you can effectively kill 2 birds with one stone. But the reason I just don't like it is pulling that crazy thing off. It's just
No, it's doable.
Okay, so a knee-jerk reaction is
Okay.
I'm not a fan.
Okay. However,
this requires you to flip 3 cards
yes.
because you go blue-black, you go orange-green, and you go white.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you stack with master plan,
Yeah.
mining picks,
Yeah.
or in fact, doesn't this give you plan 1? So this gives you plan 3
for every
Yeah,
Decepticon,
technically.
if you have a combiner
on the field
yeah,
or starting on the
on the
field.
battlefield. So depending on how many you've got left over,
So you can
Dude,
pull this off
combiners.
really easily, actually.
could.
So actually, my knee-jerk reaction is, actually, this is quite dangerous. In fact, really dangerous.
I really love this because
Oh, God. And then you flip one of those, the card that has white, blue, orange, all the pips.
so you're talking about
yeah.
fuel
The
cache.
star card.
Yeah, fuel cache.
You put a couple of those in there, and that could make a real... Or better yet, even better, go with my new favourite combo of Ancient Influence, Unleash Potential,
Yeah.
and
'cause you
draw
gotta-
and stack and bring a star card into the game.
Yeah, of
you
course.
And then plan with it.
And then plan with it.
Fabulous. So actually, you know what? This is scary dangerous, but it's only 15 health off of that 21 health prime that's just been coming out. So
To me,
see you later.
I like this because this makes combiners interesting.
I think it's going to make combiners.
Hold on.
Like I'm looking
Is this like the Decepticon press?
Yeah.
supposedly.
Is that what we're saying?
That's what we're saying.
It's meant to be.
I honestly,
It's a bit dangerous.
I think this
if you
card
can
is
pull it off.
bonkers good.
My
I
problem
think
with
this card is incredible. It suffers because
It's way
it's
better than press if you can pull it off on a
yeah.
regular
If you can pull it
basis.
off, it's great. I really think the one thing that this card really scares me about is exactly like press the advantage or anything out because this is overwhelming advantage is espionage.
The
espionage.
comedy name.
Yeah, no. So espionage really screws this over. Just because if your opponent has an espionage in hand, knows you've already planned
It's
and
not
picked
just
this up, you
espionage,
just go green every time.
Disruption entrance.
Yeah,
Just look at
disruptive
how you
entrance.
scrap
So
an
it's
action.
it's true.
There's several ways to get rid
Yeah,
of your hand.
no. Right, okay. So here's the thing, right? If you're planning this to flip on an attack, one of your actions that you'll be playing will be overwhelming advantage. So, and you won't have a stack to the deck if you're not flipping that turn. Why would you pre-stack so far down? You won't. So what you'll be doing is you'll be mining, picking, you'll be master planning, you'll be this, that, and the other, and then you'll be going to your flips. So either you'll have it in your hand, at which point it can't be stopped,
Yeah.
or you'll be trying to get it off, but you won't have already put the time and effort in to get it off.
What do you think?
You're
What?
not planning this the turn beforehand. You're doing it now. My biggest problem with this card is you are building a deck to use that card. You're not
very
building a team of all Decepticons to maximize the efficiency of that card, even though you're going to pick characters who can pull this come off. Because don't forget, you still need upgrades on your character with all those picks.
I know exactly where this is going. I know exactly where this is
If
going.
you can get 5 wide, which is doable, if
Which
you use
is
some awful
all combiners, pretty much.
Yeah, well, not all combiners, but some. No, you're right. It is all combiners.
It's all combiners.
Thundercats. Use the Thundercat list.
So wrong brand, wrong IP and brand. That's not Wizards.
Haven't you seen the Thundercat list?
No.
It's Ravage.
I know, but we're talking about.
Decepticons.
We're talking about
Lionize
Lionize,
Mark II.
yeah.
All right.
Obviously, I know we're talking mainly Decepticons, but the point
Okay.
is, like you're saying, you take.
So you
5
could
characters.
get plan 3 or 4 quite easily,
Yeah.
but you are then sinking 4 cards out of your hand to get this effect off because you'll stack the white on top, so you get the white pip first, then you make sure the next 2 key this effect. So it's actually a 4-card combo because it's 3 cards from your hand if you're planning, plus this card.
Yep.
So
And you still need the upgrades on the characters.
It's card draw. It's basically you're building a deck that basically works around plans. So I think the one thing that makes this really interesting is the fact that we're going to see cards that we might not see.
Well, yeah.
Dare I say it, you only see it in one build currently, which is King Starscream. With all the plans, so you've got mining picks, you've also got the Decepticon Crown, you've also got master plan and stuff like that, because the majority of those pips will match up to what you need to trigger this off. So you might see King Starscream hilariously come back with an overwhelming advantage. No pun intended there, because he might come back into the fold again. Because
Like a ghost.
yeah, because there are ways of dealing with him. But I see
it's
this.
not the orange though. That's the problem. His stuff keys
Yeah.
around green, white,
Yeah.
orange, and blue. Not so much.
Yeah, so honestly, with this card, it seems that you need to really plan,
I think
and
Mike
like
is
you're gonna
100%
see
right.
what do you call it, the smoke cloak or whatever it is, which is a black and blue.
Blue, black.
Yeah,
Black,
so
blue.
that's sorted that issue out.
That's an action.
No, there's loads of stuff coming out.
But there
new
is,
wave
but
from
there's
the other
loads of
I've
new
seen.
stuff. Yeah, so previously there's loads of stuff that I still haven't got round to because I'm trying to avoid most spoilers until someone's like, "You need to see this card."
That's me.
So then I
That's
was
me.
like, "I need to see
I'm
this
always
card."
about the spoilers.
So
Skip to the end of the book.
yeah,
find out
exactly,
the end.
exactly.
Screw the beginning.
But I
middle.
absolutely, it's the other thing with this which makes it interesting as well. If we go back to the original rant where we were talking about Major Shockwave, his idea of playing immediately Decepticon themed cards in this this could be quite interesting because it's a Decepticon card. Yeah, exactly. There you
Great.
go.
Makes
That's-
it even a more expensive card, even more expensive.
I'll tell you
Rocking.
now, this card's going to come
So-
out and it's going to be like 15 to 50 quid.
What is it? Is it rare?
Yeah, it's a rare. Obviously, it's going to be a rare.
Okay, so here's my thoughts then, because otherwise we'll never get off this card.
We're going to rant about this thing forever.
It's. I think what Wizards and Transformers have tried to do is make a Decepticon press the advantage.
Yes,
I
100%.
feel perhaps that they've tried to make it less easy to get hold of and combo off. Like press is just plus
Right,
2
yeah.
plus 2 minus 2, whereas
Yeah.
this is you've actually got to work at it,
yeah.
which is interesting.
Because Autobots are pussies.
It also specifies, thankfully, Decepticon. Oh, it doesn't say Decepticon only.
It says
So-
each for Decepticon.
So technically, you can run this in an Autobot deck.
You could.
I'm not quite sure why you would.
Yeah, you could. You could,
So-
because all you need is like 1 or 2 Decepticons in it.
I think, as Dee said earlier, you are building a deck to, or at least you are structuring your deck in such a way that it keys around this card.
Yeah.
However, if someone can crack the lock, and get this off on a regular basis, 15 damage just from an action before you then go in with, I don't know, some kind of crazy 6 attack pierce 10 shenanigans. You know?
That is sitting at this table, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I think I see this card going into my.
You would though. You would. You
Yeah.
just see Megatron unloading his load into
Oh no,
someone.
I'm thinking of
No homo.
something much bigger and is coming out, and it's my boy.
Triptychon!
Yeah, I think Triptychon and this card is very, very interesting because you're KOing characters, which is interesting. But the fact is, there's certain cards in my deck now where I'm like, this might be included just because of how I'm already building
And you've
Triptychon.
got a mechanic to pull star. Well, you will have a well without actually no, we're not giving away that tech for that deck.
Everyone knows exactly what
Oh,
to
right, so
play. though, in a way.
you always run an Ancient Influence and Least
Of
Potential.
course.
So you are running stuff that can pull in star cards.
Because that's you
Like Fuel
if you're not
Cache.
playing that card, if you're not playing those two cards together, I think you're fucking insane because you've only got one star card. If you're only going
Leap
to
of Faith or nothing.
Yeah.
Or that.
or that, yeah, exactly.
No, it's Leap of Faith and then Ancient Influence
Yes!
and Least Potential. There is no other star combo. Why would you?
Unfortunately, for Triptychon there is. It's farting out all the little guys, which is the
Oh
thing.
no, he's got that one card.
He's got the
which does
one
a
card
thing.
which you
He's allowed
need.
one copy.
So I know you're allowed one copy, so this seems quite interesting. You know, yeah, you need it. You need to run it. But anyway, so that's overwhelming advantage. I think we're overwhelmed by the card. We've got so many ideas.
Maybe.
You're underwhelmed by it. I love this
I like
card.
it. I think what they've done rightfully so is not made
Auto win.
not an auto win. They've not made a Decepticon or press the advantage, because what you would then have is you would have mixed decks that have grenade launchers, which is a +4. You've then got press the advantage, which is effectively a +4.
Yeah.
And then you'll have this, which is a +4. So that is 12 cards in a deck that can do +4 if you're running mixed teams. So I'm very glad they've made it a gimmicky thing.
Yeah,
I think perhaps they've made it a little bit too hard. We'll see.
we'll see.
Someone's going to do it. Some European will just break it.
Well, it'll be like Metroplex. If you can get it off, you're king. If you
Yeah.
can't get it off, well,
true.
nuts.
It's true. Okay, so with
Finally, how long was
you
that
can
rant for?
you can pull it off. Just saying with Triptychon, if you think high advantage.
You live that dream.
Okay, I
Yeah.
live that dream. So anyway, so that's the
Crikey,
two
pillar.
cards we want to talk about. So now this is the card reveal, guys. I get
The
to show you.
reveal?
I
Oh,
get to
that's took
show
a
you
while.
guys.
I feel sorry for the people who have to like skip adverts for this shit because they're now
Doesn't
going, "Oh my
matter.
god, quick, skip to this bit."
Doesn't matter. Everyone knows I prefer making videos than articles. So enough said. Right, we're
right.
going to show you this card. The name of the card is called Special Delivery, which I absolutely love. And
best
I'm
be
just
sweet.
gonna leave it. I'm gonna probably play some like holy music, and I just want your first general reactions.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Welcome to intermission.
Okay, thoughts. So
Oh.
Special Delivery it's a black pip, and it's got some bitchin' artwork on there, and then effectively it's an action, and it says move one damage counter from one of your characters to an enemy, and it's a common card. I love this in Seekers.
Gonna cue some kind of
Emotional music.
not emotional music, but something to fill the gap of silence.
That's just awkward crickets or whatever. I absolutely love this because
Yeah,
the first
that-
thing,
do that, make
awkward
that
crickets,
happen.
I'll definitely do it. So the thing is with this card, which I really like, is it fits perfectly into the idea where I want to build Seekers, where I want to do black and blue with the original three. Really, really strong, like with Bombing Run, this, and a few other things to just mesh around with indirect damage and stuff. And this works incredibly well with the new Thundercracker. There we go. So luckily enough,
Remind me what new Thundercracker does.
so this works really well with the new Thundercracker because of this. When you flip to this mode, reveal the top card of your deck. For each black it has, move a damage counter from one of your planes to an enemy. And then when this attacks and you flip at least one black pip, your opponent chooses a number of cards from their hand equal to the number of black pips that were flipped and reveals them and then scraps them from their hand.
I'm just glad Thundercracker's back. It's like taking forever.
I love it.
like
I
4
really,
waves.
really.
He was good in Wave 1.
Wait,
He's
boy, he
solid.
was
I'm
nice.
playing a lot of him at
Considering
the
how many
moment.
Skywarps we had and Starscreams. It's like, come on, when's Thundercracker getting something new?
It's because we want a cheaperish Starscream, like Skywarp in Wave 1.
You could have Air Commander at cost 10, and
Yeah.
he'd still, and then you could play, well, or get him to a point where you can play the 3 Seekers
Yeah.
and have Starscream as our commander, because let's be honest, he ain't no General Megatron.
He isn't.
He ain't no Battlefield legend.
No, he's not.
But equally, he's iconic enough that he probably deserves a bit of love.
He does deserve a little bit of love.
and then
I
you
think
look at Common Astro Train,
Whoa!
no, it's true. It's true.
and you go, oh, that's a bit good. And that guy's not even like, he's
It's
like,
Astro Train.
Yeah.
he may be Astro Train, but it's
He's
not
a choo-choo
Starscream.
train.
He's just. Is it just because he's a train? Is that
Anyway,
honestly why?
right, so
Fuck you.
So
On the train.
all on the train.
back on track. So my thoughts are
Special delivery.
underwhelmed.
Yes.
Yes. First off,
Okay.
however, I'm going to reserve judgment until we see the how it fits in with the rest of the set, because I'll be honest, Wave 4 has blown the meta wide open. There is shenanigans everywhere. There's combos. Good luck, Wreck and Rule and Vector Sigma guys, because you guys have got like the reps in and have reputation in the world of this card game for pulling off combos and creating stuff. But you know what? Good luck. I don't see anything going well for anybody at PAX Unplugged, because there's going to be combos everywhere. So good, nice idea. Let's wait and see.
Just like that bumper automatically stops it.
Yeah, it does. And so does a few other things, but it's moving the damage
Isn't it
counter.
like Wave 1's swoops ability?
Wave 1 swoop.
Yeah, Wave
When
1.
he transforms.
Into
Yeah.
one mode, he takes 1 point damage off him and puts him
Oh,
in the
yeah,
enemy.
yeah.
It's that, but a black pit. And I'm like, I don't want to diss this.
It's
But
an action card. I could play heavy-handed. I could play leap. I could play one shall stand, one shall fall. I could play plasma burst, or I could do this.
But it's a black pit. If you're building a black-blue pit, this seems pretty like, for me, moving 1 damage from, because I'm currently building like Soundwave and stuff like that, for me, this is awesome because it takes that damage off cassettes and puts it on something else, which could be a really cool threat.
So I'm looking at I'm looking at a deck which keys around.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say anything.
No,
I'm
I
looking
know.
at a new deck. I'm looking
And
at
it's
a new
exciting,
deck.
though.
I could see this card going into that deck, but also equally this deck could just shatter like
Yes.
like glass.
It
Glass.
could,
Good
yeah.
analogy.
Like glass.
Like I said glass, and you were like glass.
Yeah, it's a special delivery. That's our reveal. It's not Decepticon themed, but I just love the artwork on it as well. It's pretty cool. I love it.
Yes, yeah. I have to say, this set's reveals have been amazing. The fact the community gets to reveal cards across the board is amazing. Please keep doing it.
It's true.
We would like more reveals, particularly on this channel. Lee, sort that out.
Well, the thing is like I always play the cards that we get spoiled. So like we haven't played micro capacity yet, but now I'm playing it because
Did you spoil microcapacitor?
I spoiled that and metal detector.
and metal detector.
And I've been bashing that bad boy
Yeah,
out.
metal detector's pretty good if you love upgrades. Seeming we're talking about Decepticons. So that was special delivery. That was our reveal, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I really like the card. We got mixed reactions here. What are your guys' thoughts? Comment below. Tell us your thoughts. Or if you're listening to this on the good old Podbean, just comment to us on Facebook and all the places that you can get in touch with us with. So let's move away from Teletran 1. Let's power it down, and we're going to get straight into the meat of our episode, which is the Decepticons.
So put on your scuba gear, dive underwater, and find that wrecked ship.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where we're going.
The Decepticons are a malevolent race of robot warriors. Brutal and merciless, the Decepticons are driven by a single, undeviating goal: total domination of the universe. In the war that raged between the Decepticons and Autobots for millions of years, their home planet of Cybertron was drained of its once rich sources of energy. In hopes of finding new reserves for making Energon their basic fuel, the Decepticons followed the Autobots to Earth.
What is it?
Laserbeak, prepare for flight. Operation Destruction.
Under the leadership of the ruthless Megatron, they continued their efforts to destroy the remaining Autobot forces. They attacked throughout the Earth and in space, using their underwater Decepticon headquarters as their staging base and bunker.
He loves these things, and it's
What?
true. That's where their hideout is in
Okay.
it.
G1, man.
G1.
It's the shit. It's underwater.
Right, okay.
There we go.
My brain has caught up. It's Friday evening. At the point we're recording this, I have done like 800 miles for work in
It's
the past
true.
10 days.
It is true.
So forgive me for being a little bit slow.
It is true. We are recording this on a Friday evening, and we have got D literally with probably 17
On a
gallons
sugar
of
brush.
17 gallons of
It's not
Red Bull
hit.
and a
It's
trifle.
not hit.
It's not
affected
hit
me
yet.
I'm
Right,
gonna
quick,
sleep
quick,
well.
quick, keep going before
Okay.
he breaks.
So Decepticons, Wave 1, we only had a few of them. Not huge, not amazing. Only one that really we should really talk about more than anything that gets played more than any, which is obviously Flame War. That's the most iconic one
She's
from
not
Wave
a
1.
character. She's a utility.
Yeah, well, she's still a character in my books, and I still think she's the only. At the moment, I've got some other fun ideas,
She's a
but
utility, not a character.
I do feel like Flame War is just a thing.
What are we doing? Like, name your top 3 most iconic from
No,
Wave
just
1?
basically just naming Decepticons and stuff.
'Cause I
So
don't think Wave 1 Decepticons were that bad, because you look at the tanks.
Yeah,
they were
Demolish is
actually
good.
I just think they were underwhelmed by the sheer combos you could pull off with Autobots, and there wasn't enough support from it.
yeah, so Wave 1 we basically just had a few. But no, go for it. What were you going to say?
Ablative armor, tanks.
Yeah.
Mic drop. I'm done. If you haven't seen that card, go look at that card. So Wave 1. So I got into the game at Wave 2.
Exactly.
However, my thoughts on Wave 1 are so iconic characters I looked at and went, oh, they're a bit good. Didn't register Flame War at all because I didn't really appreciate how good Tough One across the board was. But now I do. Shockwave, definitely cashback. Good Wave 1. Not as good as Shockwave, Major Shockwave, but, you know, them's the breaks. Starscream Air Commander, also good. And then, as the game evolved into Wave 2, Thundercracker and the Specialists kind of came out a little
it
bit.
did.
Skywarp, Wave 2. What was Wave 2? Was Wave 2 Combiners?
Yeah, so Wave 2 was Combiners. So Wave 2 Skywarp was the one which allows you to go find non-blank
he's good.
cards.
He's
He's very
good.
good compared to what
And
he
he's
was in
achieving
Wave 1.
damage.
But what we're saying with Wave 1 was I was going to go back was we only had a few Decepticons because obviously everything was generally Autobots more than anything. Then Decepticons got pushed in Wave 2, and then we saw like you could play the cool things that you wanted to in Wave 1. You could play Dinobots versus the Seekers. You can play Prime against Megatron, but there wasn't anything that like to me super iconic about the game at that point in Wave 1 when we got to Wave 2 where it was like loads more Decepticons, and now it felt like we were playing the TV show. Because in Wave 1, it felt like we've got an Autobot civil war. Like everyone is just punching the crap out of each other, and this isn't fun. Where's the villains? Where are the goodies and stuff like that?
Talking about full trifle
Yeah.
Don't forget, one of the things that a lot of people were expecting was they released that starter box thing where you had Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and two forgettable characters.
Red Alert, not forgettable.
Not forgettable.
Actually,
Really good.
Topped the US one of the big tournaments.
Just because he needed a meat shield, and Operation Human Shield was him.
True facts.
Yeah, true.
Anyway,
I'm saying, but
they
basically
released that starter deck.
Yeah, but then what people were expecting, just like me, was a Decepticon one. We generally thought there would be a Decepticon one, but they didn't.
Nope.
Yeah,
They weren't. So
Yet. See, and then so obviously we go into Wave 2. I think the only thing that I can honestly say about Wave 1 when it came to Decepticons is you could play Megatron, which was cool. You could play tanks, which was quite interesting with some of the really interesting builds they had. Wow, that was loud. Some of the most interesting builds, which was kind of like Dark Mount, Demolisher, and Megatron. So that was kind of cool seeing like unique characters they pulled for being Decepticons, Shockwave and stuff like that. But then Wave 2 opened up the floodgates, I think, honestly, for more Decepticons. So obviously we had Bugs as well, which is we completely forgot about
how did
Bugs.
we get Bugs?
We forgot about Bugs because we hate Bugs.
My one love.
Yeah, one love. No, we
Once
forgot
you
about
go
Bugs. We forgot about Bugs. Yeah, once you go Bug, you never
well,
go
the
back.
thing was with the Bugs is you've got the iconic three from the show,
Yes.
which nobody really ran Bombshell, which pissed me off because I love Bombshell.
Because
Psionic Commander. Never saw play.
never saw play.
But then they
No,
released
never
the
did.
other ones that didn't even. I don't think their toys ever got released in the US or UK.
Yeah.
It was the others, and they were the ones that just went. "Bleh."
I would have loved to have seen like Barrage and Bombshell swap their cards. So basically, you'd have the most iconic Bombshell doing all the cool rampant stuff that Barrage did, and then Barrage could be this vanilla shit one that no one ever played. Because Bombshell in the series and in the sim, he's a G.
Filthy.
Like, let's look at it. Shrapnel does something incredible. Kickback. Well, if you've played the card game, Kickback is like, I'm going to just
He is
punch you from
Kickback.
He
downtown.
will
is
kick
literally
you
like-
in the teeth.
Yeah,
Punch
Really
through your
hard.
face, and yeah, not good.
not good. And then you had Bombshell, which was Mur until Wave 2, and I still think he's not that great.
His gimmick is discard. Well,
Cards from your hand,
discard
do
from your
damage.
cards from your hand equal to the star cost to KO a character. So if you got a 5-star cost character, 5 cards out of your hand, KO instantly as
Yeah.
a flip. However,
You're now got
When-
an empty hand.
yeah, what's Major Shockwave? 17 stars,
Yeah,
14 stars,
something stupid.
Yeah, good luck with great. Bin half your deck in. No, just no.
Just to bring
Yeah.
up, Power Primus did manage to kill a combiner.
Yeah, he killed Menasor. Jamie killed Menasor, but then he did also state that
Hang
he
on,
messed up
what's
in the game.
Menasor's star cost?
25.
So he managed to discard 25 cards.
I'll
Yeah.
send you the link because it's
Yeah.
hilarious. Because Jamie goes like, I think we made a few rules mistakes in this one, but still, the hilarious idea, it happened.
Okay, whoever he was playing against, system reboot. Done.
But no, yeah. So obviously you had bugs, and then 2 opened it up with combiners, and so then we started to see like the difference between Autobot cards and Decepticon cards. So obviously with Decepticon cards, we had Swindled, which is really cool because it picks on the whole mechanic of they do like upgrades. Then we had Scoundrels Blaster, and then we had
Noble's Blaster.
Noble's
To
Blaster.
counter.
Yeah,
And confidence
but then we
to
also
counter.
so
Confidence.
confidence
That's the one.
Confidence is
so good.
just yeah.
Is really, really strong card. And then we also had, I think it was Bad Attitude, wasn't it? Where you heal 1 from all your Decepticons.
That's good.
It is just,
It's
no
a
pip.
real good card.
But it's no pip.
just no pip.
That's the one
That's
worry.
what puts you off
If
it.
it wasn't a no pip card,
Because I still
It would be
function.
playable.
At which point you're like, okay, I'll run I still function, and then I might, if I'm playing bugs, I might run bad attitude, but probably not because
Yeah.
no pips hurts me a lot.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a card you could see putting in a deck, but there are just other cards which are staples.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately mean it doesn't quite make the cut. Like
Mm-hmm.
for example, going to the bug deck, incoming transmission. Oh my god! Now I go blank. Swarm.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, and you're not running Swarm. Why are you not running Swarm?
I still function, leap into battle, ramming speed, you know, cards which are good, but then at the same time just edge out some of the really nice thematic Decepticon
Yeah.
cards.
and I think that's what they're trying to do going forth. Because the other cards, when we get to obviously Wave 3 eventually, is like they're slowly getting more and more as they're building up in Wave 2. You're getting these kind of Decepticon cards, Autobot cards. It's obvious Autobots won because of press, simple as. So then 3 we
Bit
came.
harsh.
It's true. It's damn
Wow.
true. It's true. Come on,
That
let's
was like
think.
in unison.
It's true though. We all know, and if you've played it long enough, or if you're just picking up the game, as soon as you see press the advantage,
Don't trade it away. If you've got less than 3, do not trade it away.
No,
it is
just
a
keep
very
Liquid
good card.
gold.
it
Not
is
liquid gold. Major Shockwave's liquid gold right now. Or General Megatron.
or General Megs. Yeah,
Oh, I've got both of them.
I know. He does.
Dick.
Yeah, because I'm a dick. No, so moving on then, we're going Decepticons. I really like them across the board. Then obviously we have Wave 3 where we got a little bit
Hang
more
on. What do we get in Wave 2? Decepticons.
Decepticons.
All the, like, the combiners.
Bad Attitude, Scoundrels Blaster, and then Swindled.
No, I meant characters.
Oh, characters. We got
Combiners.
tons.
So we got Menasor,
yeah, we got Menasor,
Predator King.
Predator King. And then we had the Bombshell, which we threw under the bus earlier.
Yeah.
Shockwave.
Then we also had Vernon, who's another Insecticon that
Yeah.
came out in that wave. We've also got another Megatron. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Megatron card draw ability,
the upgrade
Megatron.
one.
Yeah, the upgrade one. Interesting.
I'm sorry. I saw Astro Train. I went, hi, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had
Yeah.
obviously the Skywarp, the good Skywarp.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Nice artwork too.
We got
Very nice
Starscream
atlas.
King.
Yeah, I forgot about
Was he
Starscream.
Wave 2?
He was Wave 2.
We got Slightly Poop Blitzwing.
Yeah, Poop Blitzwing,
Got one for trade.
which is obviously
Lee.
mine at some point.
Okay.
I don't know why I've gone to a Liam Neeson. I will fight you and get that Blitzwing. I just wish Blitzwing was just better, but it's all good.
What you mean, like Impactor?
Oh, if he had impacts rules, I'll be like, I'll leave.
Anyway,
I'd literally might
we
drop.
sorted this out. Drew said they were putting the feelers out,
Yeah, they
dropping
were,
it
yeah.
in.
Exactly.
At some point, we might even get a better artwork for Springer that's like from the movie.
Dude,
Okay, yeah.
it has to be. That Springer is like a retarded fish,
You know.
just being honest.
The bot mode. The bot mode is.
Brrrk! I don't know
Oh,
what.
it is.
It's just I can understand that you wanted to replicate the artwork that was on the toy.
However,
box.
you know
Fair
what? I'm
play.
all right. I'm all right. If they test the waters with slightly suboptimal artwork and then they bring out amazing artwork for amazing cards later on after they've tested the water, I'm fine with
It's
this.
true, and that's what's happening in Wave 3 with Sandstorm, who is just bonkers as balls, and so is Astrochain, who is also bonkers as
Shoot,
balls.
shoot, motherfucker.
Back to Decepticons though. So
Yes.
Wave 3.
Yeah, Wave 3.
What do we get for Wave 3?
So we're going to
Oh yeah,
Siege.
all the ones I didn't pull, which was 2 boxes. Not angry at all. Wait.
Couldn't tell.
So General Megatron.
Oh, he rolled that.
If you haven't seen it already, there's an amazing video by Ben and Lee on this
Yeah.
channel.
Also, he's just got his article out there, guys. So read that
cracking.
as well if you want to.
I was looking at building a deck with attack drones in. Didn't pull
Oh
the card.
shit! I forgot about one Decepticon, Nemesis Prime.
He's
He's
my
fucking
God.
insane.
How did we forget him?
Do you want to know why? Because it was a forgettable wave.
No, it's not. No. Wave 1.
Wave 1 was a
Wave 1
forgettable.
was not forgettable. Wave 1 was like some of the most powerful cards in the game.
I'm talking about
Forgettable for
Decepticons.
Right,
For
okay.
Decepticons.
Okay, right, okay. We should not have omitted Nemesis.
I was gonna quickly
Actually,
kick the soapbox
he
off.
is amazing.
He's incredible.
He's
He's
amazing.
really
He's
incredible.
less amazing now with Wave 4 hitting.
Yes.
And penalties for cycling through your deck.
Yep.
New Megatron.
Yeah.
However,
He's really
he was
strong.
really strong.
And he's really good.
He is really good.
Moving back to Wave 3. Let's go.
Wave 3, Astro Train. Wow.
Bonkers card.
Wow.
Bonkers card. So happy it's a common that my friend, or shall I say gentleman next to me, is just going to jizz all over the place when he gets
I'm
him.
trying to
He's just
going
going
to
to love the life. He's like, all I want to see in life when we made the characters, like, I think it's all of them have been hit.
Okay, back into the PG world of this podcast.
Of
For those
course.
young
Fuck
listeners,
that.
Oh,
for
well,
a cartoon sequel, people.
To be honest, mate, there's a parental advisory sticker on this podcast for reasons. For D.
Okay, right. Okay, fine. So, General
not bad.
Megatron,
General Megs.
amazing.
Really good.
Major Shockwave, amazing.
Uh-huh.
Then we get into
Interesting builds, which basically involves
I'll be right
Captain
back. I'm going to get the card
Starscream.
folder, but I'm going to hand you over to one of my colleagues.
Yeah,
Fill
so
the gap.
Captain Starscream, I think, has got play. Captain Starscream is effing incredible. I really, really like him. The problem is he lives in the shadow of the previous card, which came out in Wave 2, which is King Starscream, because that is really, 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 really good. You don't own him. I own him, and he's incredible, and I still haven't played him.
Exactly. So he's not that good, is he now?
No, because there's only one way of building him, and it's kind of boring. I'm only going to be honest. So with Wave 3, there was just a ton. We also had the introduction to the most bizarrest pull of characters ever, which involved the Firecons.
Which I can't believe I owned those toys.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, motherfucker, I wish I still had them.
I know. So Mike's currently looking at all his cards.
Yeah.
So we have Skywarp and Scrapnel. I'm not even sure what this Scrapnel does.
No, it's
He's
not.
got
It's not the good
Brave
one.
And something with blue.
You know what? That's the Scrapnel that Bombshell is for Shrapnel.
Yeah. Trigger Happy.
Trigger Happy's really good.
Yeah, he's good, and on all the other
getting
jets
better.
as well.
Yeah, he's
Then
very
you had
incredibly
Runabout,
strong.
Run Amok.
Runabout Run Amok is a phenomenal fun deck to play. If you haven't played it or even tried playing it, I would recommend playing
You
it.
got
It's
Needle
so
Nose
much fun.
as well.
Yeah, Needle
Nose.
Nose as well. That's a good one. You know what? There was another car. I'm trying to remember. Oh no, all the baby ones.
Oh, and then you had all of the Battle Masters.
all the Battle Masters in the world.
What's his name? Sideswipe?
Sideswipe.
No, not Sideswipe.
No, Sideswipe is the auto.
Oh god, the annoying yellow card that is like a pep talk. Tap and draw 2.
Yeah, I know who you're on about, but I can't think of his name.
Detour?
Yeah, Raider Detour.
Yeah.
Oh god, and then you've got. I mean, to be fair, okay. Stop the.
My God.
Stop the
Cue
podcast.
some kind of cartoon series here. Cartoon stop the press moment. Right. Okay. So I've just remembered the best Decepticons of Wave 3. Lee's got like a gleam in his eye here.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Are the Battle Masters,
Are they?
if they're not super rares, so General Megatron and Major Shockwave aside, the next best Decepticons of the set, Firecons were a distraction. They weren't really there as a thing, really. were the Battle Masters. So
Yeah.
you got Raider Aimless,
Bonkers.
who is bonkers.
It's just stupid.
You've got Raider Detour,
Yep. Raider Nightstick.
Raider
He
Nightstick.
does some naughty shit.
He does naughty shit. It just
No,
it
no one loves
requires the
Ravage
build.
yet.
No one loves Ravage yet. The
Or Razor
better
Beak.
Ravage. There's a
Mage
better Ravage.
Soundwave, he was here. He was
Yep.
cool.
Soundwave was pretty cool.
Well,
it was
he's the
just
one to
because it
make
was.
Ravage and Laserbeak.
But that was the
okay.
thing. Was like we were discussing it because it was Soundwave and it's Wave 3. It's kind of like also getting off topic because we're talking about Decepticons. Was like we were talking about it in our unboxing that it took them 2 more waves to finally bring out Ratchet. I would have thought Ratchet and Soundwave would have been auto includes in Wave 1, but obviously they're eventually getting around to that. But then obviously before I've just realised, before we even got to the frickin' wave, we got Devastator. We got the big
I've
green
just
machine.
dug out the card collection and was about
Yeah.
to wave.
It's like,
Well, that was
Devastator.
it,
so
though. The
freaking
thing with
good.
Wave 2 was it was combiners, and
Yeah.
who has the most combiners? Decepticons.
Yeah.
Where's Bruticus?
Where's Bruticus? And where
Don't-
that was it.
don't start the
After
rage.
Wave 2, it was like, where's
Where's
Bruticus?
Piranha King?
Where's Devastator?
Who?
Piranha King. Is it Piranha King?
No, we don't want to see him.
Why not?
You're that.
Where's
You're
the
that.
Autobot train then?
I'm not gonna.
Oh,
I'm
hang
not,
on. Right.
He's-
So
he's-
wizards
he's-
go along with actual lore of comics, don't they?
Yes.
And a bit of the cartoon.
Yes.
Piranha Kong or whatever
He
the damn
did.
fish people
I'm
were
pretty
in the
positive.
cartoon.
I'm pretty positive. At the end of John Open, some guy yelled that out, and I was thinking, I was like, "Is that D? No, D's not even here. 'Cause
He's not
D-
even.
D-
He's
D-
like 200
D-
miles away.
D
Digging out a
D
gun.
loves
Yeah,
D
fucking
D
was.
loves all the random great characters. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, maybe what they'll do is they'll do another combiner set at
They're
some
going
point.
to
Fingers
at some point.
crossed.
I think they will because they're going to eventually possibly refresh some of
There's
them.
got to be a combiner in this.
Yeah.
Well, we have. We've
Well, we
got the
technically have got-
2.
Well, we know there's Volcanicus love coming out.
yeah.
So yeah,
There
there
is.
was spoiled by well, not spoiled, but he hinted
Yeah.
that there was a card that would make Volcanicus more playable.
Yeah.
85 health, something stupid
Something
like that.
stupid. Well, if you think about it, it is Volcanicus, and everyone was like, "He's toilet. How do you fix him?" So everyone's waited
So-
with
so
anticipated
if-
breath.
yeah.
This card will make him playable.
So if they've introduced a card to make him better, maybe there's some other stuff that
Yeah.
will make other
I
combiners
think
better.
a fair few of the cards from Wave 4 have made combiners a little bit more sexy.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of good cards from Wave 1 that still make combiners amazing, but you haven't got it. The bigger they are is like the best card for combiners. I know you need 3 of those. If you're listening and you have 3 spare and you love our content and you want to do some trades or even just send it in
Or
for
come
free.
to Borton Swords in Derby every other couple of weekends and trade.
There we go. And Darryl will give you some cards because he needs that in his life for Predaking and also Menasor. And I can hear him talking off mic now, just going, "Why me? Why me?" But it's an auto include in your deck, mate. It has to be. But anyway, going back to Decepticons. It was quite interesting because obviously with the transition from 2 to 3, we would know we were going to Cybertron, so all the jets became the cone and the pyramids, which was
To be
really
honest,
cool.
I love that artwork. I
So
love the-
yeah, that's the next thing we were going to talk about is the artwork for them. It
Right.
makes
Oh,
a different
I'm
change.
So bang wang in this bitch.
Go on then, take the reins, sir.
Well, considering our friend Rich, we tried to Rich, check this out, and his comment of the day was, "How the fuck is a bike more powerful than a tank?"
And that is
That
a
was the
quote.
first thing he said.
Yep. He played RC in Warpath, and he looked at Warpath and was like, "Cool, he's got a cannon in his chest." And looked at RC and was like, "How on earth is she more powerful than a tank? That makes no sense whatsoever."
He doesn't like the artwork.
He
And
doesn't
I
like
think
the
I figured
artwork.
out why. Because in Wave 1, I like the artwork in Wave 1, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the artwork for the bot mode was more detailed, more beautiful than the alt mode.
Okay.
Same with Wave 2. Because I find that I love the combiners. Because all the
Combiners.
artwork is beautiful. And Devastator, they really put the effort into.
Love that.
Then we move into Wave 3, which then turned to this weird comic book style. And I'm not a massive fan of the bot modes, but all the alt modes, the
Are cool.
vehicles, look really tasty.
I know.
And then I'm going to throw this bad boy in
Yep.
Soundwave.
Yeah.
Soundwave came out obviously in Wave 3. The
Yep.
artwork is okay, not
I
terrible.
love
And obviously
the
he doesn't
Soundwave.
turn into a boombox, he turns into a spaceship.
Of course.
Then they brought out that sexy blaster and Soundwave, and the artwork is phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
we
the
haven't- we
detail-
haven't
on
got
the
to that.
original or on the on the 35th edition version or on the normal retail version?
I would gonna say both because the 30th anniversary for Soundwave and all the other cassettes are cool. For Blaster, And that's what we'll leave it at that, because that's my personal pet peeve of
I
Blaster.
love the artwork, the extra details, especially to the cassettes.
Yep.
Like I was saying to you, which one's my favorite? And I think it was a Ravage. You pull
Ravage,
out,
just
and then
because
in
the artwork,
background,
yeah.
You've got a stack of records.
Tapes.
And it's literally like 80s mixtapes and all the names. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, and then you got Laserbeak and he's on like documents of secrets.
It's true.
And I'm like, the detail they went through was fucking phenomenal.
Have I missed this?
Yeah, you have
Haven't you
missed
even
it.
seen the artwork of these guys?
You'll see it on Sunday when I play it, bro.
All right.
And get shafted.
Wow. Well, I should look at
The
this.
really,
detail
really
is
good.
gorgeous.
Oh, it's probably because I haven't unboxed mine yet. Because I'm
No, we're talking
Lee,
about the
I'm gonna have to
new
give-
one.
Oh right, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. I'm too busy.
Ruffle. I know it's very,
No, it's,
very
I think
drunk.
I think the one thing we can say about the Decepticons is they've kind of caught the feel of them. But for me, like looking at it for
The new boys.
an overview, now looking at it, I feel like it's kind of what Drew said about Soundwave, and I kind of have taken it on board along all builds now with like Decepticons, is the fact that it takes time to build the deck. So like he was
yes.
like, Blaster
Yes.
is incredible. So we can talk about like the new set that's
He's
come
for
out.
kids because Autobots are for children.
Blaster's really cool, but then Drew said something really interesting to me, which was saying that Soundwave is superior. It's just how you build them.
You got to think.
And
before
so when
move.
you start looking at how certain decks are built now for Decepticons and other stuff like that, you're basically going to just look at it and just go, you know what? That is actually pretty impressive if you take the time to build a really, really strong deck. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Because I do think it's more the deck more than the characters for Decepticons, where when it comes to like Autobots, it's like their characters more than the way the deck they
Okay,
build.
think about it. Wave 1, Dinobots, brain dead simple.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't take much effort to figure out how to use them.
You just bold, smash.
Then again, you look at the opposite
wave.
of the Dinobots, you had the Insecticons, which was a little bit more thinky.
But
'cause
same again.
a
Run,
little
run,
more
run. Smash. Have a good time. Unless you play Blue Bugs now.
Controversy.
Shush.
Shush,
folks
we'll
are
never.
going blue.
I love
I'm
it.
sorry.
All the
Folks
orange
are going
players are
blue.
triggering like they should never be blue. Like error. You know, just trigger.
Right, okay, back on topic.
Back on topic.
Back on topic.
Go for it.
So I don't know. I'm going to reserve my thoughts to
Your
see
judges.
when
I love
get
it.
Wave 1 card. Wave
I think
4
that's going to be
cards.
your slogan. I'm going to reserve judgment on anything.
We'll see.
We'll see. I think it's
that
honestly
was a
how
sigh.
how you build the deck for Decepticons is how it works. More than it is for...
Yeah, I don't think they have to orientate around upgrades. That's definitely the theme. I don't think right now. I think what you've got is you've got like heavy-handed. The bigger they are, leap into battle, stuff like that. That is just generic good stuff. And Decepticons, as Drew said, like there are decks out there that they have play tested, and they build things very differently.
Yeah, they do.
And we've not cracked that tech yet.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we're a few sets in now, but I'm sure there's stuff that we missed that was epic. Like they were saying, like Living Weapon is just as good as OPBL.
He is.
People just haven't cracked it yet. So that's not true. False advertising.
That's
He's
false.
not. OPBL.
Are you telling me that I should just scrap my Soundwave deck and then play Living Weapon
Actions
on
are
Sunday?
more powerful than upgrades right now.
Okay.
And,
okay.
and
I feel like this is a challenge on a podcast that no one will hear until after
We'll
the
see. We'll see.
tournament
Anyway,
on Sunday.
by the by. I think Soundwave could be good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as good as Blaster is right now, but I think Wave 4 will see a tipping of scales.
Okay.
Whether it will be as loved and as popular as Blaster, we shall see. It depends if people can crack that secret tech lock that is
Yeah.
the Soundwave build.
True. Okay. So, thoughts then on Decepticons in overall. Well, if we discard press, this is honestly what I would say. If we discard press, if press did never exist, would you feel like you would want to play more on the Autobots or more on the Decepticons? Or is it just down to your character preferences, do you personally think? For me, it's characters more than anything, despite the cards. That's my personal
I'll go
preference.
first. So press does not stop me playing Decepticons.
No.
Much like I Still Function, it's a card, it exists. You might see it, you might not. How many times have we played a game where you don't pull three of any of you've got three in your deck and you don't pull a copy? It's how it goes. So it does obviously shift the meta a little bit to a more Autobot orientation. However, Decepticons have game. So, you know, well, yeah.
Yeah. I think they have got game. I think it's like
General
I said,
Megatron, Major Shockwave helped a lot.
Yeah.
The Battlemasters helped a lot. I just think that people have obviously narrowed their vision to the good, obvious combos and haven't quite looked at some of the other stuff.
Yes, I personally think it's down to the way you see characters and how you build them with Decepticons more than Autobots. That's my preference for it, because if Drew says living weapons as good as OPPL, I'm like, there must be something I'm missing. There must be surely something I'm missing, and it probably isn't now, due to the fact that we have Battle Masters that can become weapons, and seeming he can have multiple weapons on him seems quite an interesting take on the character. So maybe I need to just go back and have a look at that and just be like, what am I seeing, Drew? What am I not seeing? What are your thoughts, D, on Decepticons against
sorry,
Autobots?
the Red Bull's kicking in and I'm really mellowing out now. So I might pass that soon.
Oh gosh, no.
That's what Red Bull does to me. It actually helps me sleep. That's why I drink it.
That's really weird.
So
That's
I think
really
I've drunk like 4 pints. Or was it 2 pints? I don't know. I've lost count.
You've drank 2 ginormous cans and had a trifle.
Right, straight off the bat, let me think here for a minute.
Welcome to Intermission.
Considering our first battle reports we did for your channel, I mostly played Autobots
Yeah.
because
Traitor.
that's just the way. That's just the way it was. I'm sorry.
It's just the way it is.
Just the way it is.
Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Things will soon change, though. Fingers crossed.
Until he doesn't pull an Astro Train.
Oh man, he will. It's a common. If he doesn't get one in a whole box,
I'm
I
going to
would
stab
laugh.
somebody and take it. That's a thing in
Oh
England.
my god.
Knife crime's a thing. No,
We're not advocating
No.
knife crime on this channel.
no. Put
Moving
that
on.
combat dagger away, even though it does 1 pierce damage and all that jazz. No,
Oh!
Good rescue.
No.
Good
thank
rescue.
you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
It's almost like he was saving it up just for me.
Yeah, no.
It's like, you know what I'm thinking.
Right, so the question was,
Yeah, the question.
if Press didn't exist, would you play Decepticons
Over
and
Autobots.
some passing comments of some common cards that you might include in a deck?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I
Yeah.
would play Decepticons. In
Yeah.
fact, until I got my hands, because this was another thing, like we got into it in Wave 2.
Yeah.
I didn't own jack and shit of Wave 1, really, did I?
No, you
I
didn't
had like
know.
1 or 2. I literally had Autobots. That's
I just gave you all the copies that I had of the cards, just like, have these, you need these.
And it was mostly Autobots.
It was.
And then, like I said, going through it, I'm like, I don't own a Wave 1 Shockwave. There's several other Wave 1 characters I don't own. And then there's a couple Wave 2 characters I don't own. So until I get my physical hands on those characters and analyze them and do my math hammer, because like we've been talking about with my Menasors and Predakings, I've been loving
Yeah.
playing them and trying to come up with crazy combos. And it was a bit sad because you get obviously the net decking and the trend. So like when bugs became a thing, it was like everyone's playing bugs, and then people. But then it wasn't long, because here's what happens with net decking: someone comes up with the killer combo. Everyone goes, "Oh, there's one event. Everyone is running the killer combo." The next event, everyone has built a deck to beat the killer combo, so no one turns up with the killer combo. So it destroys itself very quickly. So it's really good when we go boards and swords that we actually have such a variety in games. And I think
It's true.
Wreck and Roll and Powered by Primus, I think he mentions like his local area, everyone plays Autobots or Decepticons. It's like everyone plays one or the other heavily. So there's no need to bring these characters because you know you're up against this fucking mountain. While with us, it's kind of we turn up and people just have the randomest shit known to man. So we get not necessarily the worst of the worst. Like we don't have to deal with like bugs every like Sunday when we meet up or whatever.
No, bugs have gone quiet in our meta
But
for
at
reasons.
the same time, when someone turns up with
Trying
something
new
that is just
stuff.
bonkers, we kind of go, "Oh, this is a thing."
Yeah.
And I personally am a massive hater of Tough and Blue because,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's true.
and when you were like at the Energon opening or whatever it was, I'm completely mellowing out now.
It's fine.
You guys came back and Lee was like, "Dude, you would have loved it because there wasn't much blue." And
No, there
after
wasn't.
playing, unfortunately, succumbing to the meta and playing blue, I've realised the reason why, and it is just time. Blue takes up a lot of time because if you're maximising your survivability but not maximising your killing potential, hence why Pierce is a thing with blue, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're doing damage, but you're not doing a ton. So it takes time for you to chip away your opponent, and your opponent's taking forever to chip at you. So
Or
just takes
taking
time.
forever to make a decision.
Yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
The
Time.
decision. Time.
So aggro, which is still my preferred play, but unfortunately every time I play aggro I just get fisted by all the blue dicks. And Flame War, God, if I see another Flame War on the board, I'm just gonna have to set fire to her. I would always want to play Decepticons over Autobots regardless.
Yep.
Prime is a whiny twat.
That's honestly what it comes down to.
Wait till you see the new one at 21 health.
He's just no.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, legit. Yep.
And he has, what is it, like 8 attack, 9 attack, 11 attack, something stupid? His
Yeah.
Is
stats
this
are
the new
horrific.
General
pretty much.
Prime or the Combiner one? No, it's the General, isn't it?
It's the new super
the
rare.
new super rare
Who
prime.
has all the utilities and almost all the new cards that have been
Yep.
revealed are
Yep.
utilities. So I'm just going, dick.
Yeah.
You
But
got
I
to pull
love-
him though. You
You've
got to
gotta
pull him.
If
just
I
don't
pull
like the
him,
artwork.
he's going. If I get 2 of them, one will definitely be trade bait for another thing that is really shit. Coming back to Decepticons because I really need a Blitzwing and it's a really shitty trade.
I want a Conqueror of Cybertron, Megatron.
I really
on
want a
the chair.
Conqueror Cybertron.
Amazing artwork.
It is sexy.
I would like that as a playmat more than anything.
Make that happen.
Yeah, I can.
I want
I just
Thrash
need to
Kits.
ask some people. I can
just-
probably make it happen.
I just want Thrash Kits like artwork and Megatron eating Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, that's
that would be a
100% true.
playmat for me.
Yeah. Well, we already have your playmat. It'll eventually get shown on the channel. But anyway, yes, guys, that is an episode in the books. I think.
Please like us.
Yeah, I
Please.
think Decepticons are now making a nice, strong standing. Even though they started off, I would say, at a
Crying
slight.
salty tears
yeah,
into their pillows.
They were crying, and they were probably on both
Give
knees.
Plane some love.
I
I
keep
want
No.
I want to start your engines for Decepticon planes.
That's my
Make that happen.
That's my campaign, which got shut down immediately.
You stole my idea. Anyway, moving on.
It's
Thanks for listening, folks. It's been amazing.
But we need sleep.
It's true. So, guys, thank you for listening to One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall. This has been episode 4, the Decepticon themed episode. We're excited for Wave 4, and we're excited for all the Decepticons coming out with it. So, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment below on the YouTubes, and if you're on Podbean, thanks for the download. Much appreciated. And until next time, guys, take care. Have a good one, and we'll see you in a few
Bye, folks. See you later.
Ta-ta.
One shall stand, one shall fall.